As we talked about in our self-evaluation survey, a lot of people mention that the introduction and conclusion tend to be really tricky for them and they have a hard time with them. So here's a bit of a breakdown on what we should be doing for them. For the introduction, a good introductory paragraph attracts the reader's interest, states or points toward the thesis, and moves the reader into the body paragraphs, otherwise known as the developmental paragraphs. Some introductory methods are as follows. A direct statement of a thesis. This doesn't necessarily apply to every single paper, but in most papers it does apply, and it does apply in the introduction. Some kind of background information might be needed. A definition of terms. Now, a definition of terms could be good in the introduction. We just want to make sure that we don't avoid it, or we avoid it being the very first sentence that we start with. Quotations, those can help sometimes. A shocking statement, so kind of leading the reader in. Remember, we're trying to attract their interest, so some kind of shocking statement might bring them in. And we could even maybe leave with a question, posing a question to our readers. A combination of two or more of the methods on the list always works well too. You always want to make sure to start the essay, or avoid starting the essay, I should say, with the purpose of this essay is to write, or I will now write about. I am well aware you are writing a paper, you just need to get into it. For the thesis statement, that is the central idea or the point developed within the essay. It has a subject and a focus. The subject is what you intend to write about, and the focus is what you intend to do with your subject. Once you have a topic sentence, you can break it down into what we call into the divisions. The most common forms of divisions are as follows. Division of time or incident to tell a story. So you have the situation, the conflict, the struggle, the outcome, and the meaning. Now, the situation ends up being your introduction. The conflict, the struggle, and the outcome are your body paragraphs, and the meaning is your conclusion. We'll actually try using this particular division in our personal essay. Division of examples. So looking at the first, second, and third examples, of course you would start with an introduction and end with a conclusion. Division of causes or effects. So starting again with an introduction, cause or effect 1, cause or effect 2, cause or effect 3, and then you would end with a conclusion. Division of a unit into parts. Of course, starting with an introduction, part 1, part 2, part 3, and then ending with a conclusion. A division of how to do something or how something was done. So this isn't actually something that we'll ever use in our class, but I like to show you all the different divisions. This would be more for if you are building something or cooking. So preparation, the steps, and then going into step 1, 2, and 3, and your conclusion ends up being the end result. Then, of course, focusing on the conclusion. A few different ways in which we can do that. The concluding paragraph should leave the reader with everything that you want to say. Here are some effective ways to conclude a paper. Conclude with a final paragraph or sentence that is a logical part of the paper. It should be a part of the body that you used as support in your paper. Conclude with a restatement of the thesis in slightly different words. So basically trying to point out the significance of your topic. Conclude with a review of the main points of the paper, so summarizing. Conclude with an anecdote related to the thesis. Conclude with a quotation related to the thesis. In case you're not aware or don't remember what an anecdote is, the two definitions: a short account of a particular incident or event, especially of an interesting or amusing nature, or a short, obscure historical or biographical account. So hopefully this will help you then with breaking down that introduction, conclusion, how we divide them up, and we'll try this all throughout the semester.